Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. Today we're going to do a comparison with the Smith & Wesson M&P9 2.0 metal carry comp versus the Shadow Systems XR920P. These are very similar. Both were released in 2024. Both are full size. Both have a compensator. Both have 17 round magazines. Both have various and cool optic systems along with many other features. They shoot incredibly well. I am very much fond of both of them. So let's get after it, and we'll start with the M&P9 2.0 metal carry comp. When they released this, I was super excited. I said that is the best M&P9 out there and the best in their lineup that they have created to date, and I stand by that at the recording of this video. This has very different slide serrations. You'll notice it is very different than anything you have seen before with the M&P9 lineup. It's different. It's certainly usable slide serrations. It's called the metal carry comp because the frame is metal. It is an aluminum metal. It is very strong. It ships with two 17 round magazines. It has additional palm swells. They are very aggressive. When you grip this, it is very aggressive, including the front strap. That is super aggressive. You feel that, and it is digging into your hand a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's cold. It doesn't matter if it's rainy. It doesn't matter how wet your hands are. You're going to get a good grip on that. 3-slot Picatinny rail. It has an ambidextrous slide stop. A performance duty trigger that is pretty dynamo. Breaks right at 3.5 pounds. Can you believe that? With a reset right there. Not an audible reset, but I will tell you, at the range, it is phenomenal. Has some slide cuts there. A slide cut on the top strap along with the right side. And here is the comp. It is comped right into the 4.2-inch barrel. And the overall platform is incredible. I said this thing could match up with the Echelon, the Bull Armory Axe Hatchet, any full-size handgun, Glock 17 style handgun. This could compete with that. And that is why I'm competing it against the Shadow Systems. The optic system is very cool too. I'm going to talk about that during the actual comparison. Now let's take a minute and talk about the Shadow Systems XR920P. This also was released in 2024. It does ship with two 17 round P mags. It has approximately a 4.5-inch barrel. The compensator is separate from the barrel, and you may notice the barrel is very unique. It has a bronze finish to it. It is fluted. It's pretty stunning looking. Doesn't necessarily add to the performance, but people love beautiful handguns, and Shadow Systems certainly made this beautiful. It has a magwell there, a flared magwell that's super cool. Nice grip texturing. It offers 3 back straps, and the back strap will determine how your angle will ride when carrying the gun. So this is a neutral. They have another one, 1911-ish, another one that is Glock with the big hump here that makes the angle a little bit wider. The trigger is aluminum. It's a flat face trigger. The M&P is flat face as well, and this breaks at 4.5 pounds. It does have a more audible reset. The reset distance is approximately the same when you check them out side by side. When you shoot them side by side, no great noticeable difference. It has some serrations on the top strap, slide cuts, as I mentioned, on the side, and there is the comp. It's not integrated in the barrel. It is separate and can be removed for cleaning. It is a phenomenal handgun. It has extended controls and shoots incredibly well at the range. And on 2 occasions when I knew I was going to do this review, I shot them side by side. I specifically wanted to do that to be as objective as possible and not put any bias into it, even though I own both of these and they are pretty phenomenal handguns. All right, so getting to the comparison, here we have the Shadow Systems, here we have the Smith & Wesson. Let's take a look at what's in the box. Smith & Wesson gives you a full cleaning kit with their Performance Center models, and in here we see another 17 round magazine, a couple different palm swells. Over here we've got the optic plates and a cardboard box. Shadow Systems gives you a range bag along with the accessories in here. We'll see that another mag is in there, as well as the paperwork. There's the cover plate. Smith & Wesson had the cover plate too, as well as some Loctite, things like that. Both have a lock. I have to give it to Shadow Systems for the bag. That range bag is super nice, and so I'm giving it to Shadow Systems with what's included in the box. In terms of the grip, they are both phenomenal grips. Both have additional, well, a palm swell here because it goes from here all the way around. Very aggressive. That may irritate the skin a little bit. This isn't as aggressive, and because they have 3 back straps and a flared magwell, I have to give that one to Shadow Systems XR920P because you could actually change the grip angle with the type of back strap you use, and the fact that it has a flared magwell, which I see no downside to for quick mag changes. I'm giving that one to Shadow Systems too. The iron sights, we see 1/3 co-witness with the Shadow Systems XR920P with a tritium front dot, and we'll see the same with the M&P9 2.0. 1/3 co-witness, the rated black, and a tritium front dot, so I'm going to call that a draw. They both have the same sight system, essentially, with the front sight moved back on the slide to make room for the compensator, the frame. It has a metal frame. They make another one with a polymer frame, but that's quite a bit less expensive. But I'm going with the metal frame. I think it has an excellent feel to it, and it just raises the value of the handgun versus the polymer frame. And I have no problem with polymer, never had a problem with anything cracking, but the metal just does it for me in this case, and I think that's an advantage toward the Smith & Wesson M&P9 2.0. In terms of the slide, you look at those slide serrations, they are super nice. And the slide cuts and the way they have the port there, well, Shadow Systems does the same thing. Now, they have a bronze finished barrel, which is really nice, but I'm just going to call it a draw because they both work extremely well, and they both have incredible slides. They just do. If we look at the optic systems, the M&P9 2.0 has 7 different optic plates that you can add a variety of optics. They are plastic and it works very well. I think it's great they offer 7, but I think what Shadow Systems did and how they use this, they offer a direct mount with a multi-caliber optic system that offers many different optic footprints of your choice, and it is so user-friendly. I have to give it to Shadow Systems for the direct mount and ease of use with that patent-pending optic system. In terms of the compensator, this is a separate system from the barrel. It is removable. This is built in to the barrel. I'm going to go with the M&P9 2.0 metal because it's just an easier system. Plus, you see that little blood blister right there? I did a press check and then pinched my finger. It's user error for that. I'm not blaming the gun for that. I just like the idea of not having to worry about removing the comp. You may differ on that one. I'm just giving it to the Smith & Wesson. The trigger, metal trigger here, flat trigger, phenomenal. Love it. 4.5 pounds over here, 3.5 pounds flat. Love it. Performance Center trigger. I'm giving it here. And the reason I'm doing that is not because of this side by side, but what I experienced at the range. And that brings me to a very important point, the cost. Over here, you're looking at about $1,200. Approximately $1,100 at your local gun store. Over here, we're looking at an MSRP of $999. You could potentially get it around $900. So at the low end, you're looking at $200 less for the M&P9 2.0 metal carry comp. I have to give it to them. I have to give it to Smith & Wesson for that because the price is a bit cheaper. If we look over here, we'll see that the slide length goes a little bit longer with the Shadow Systems. Right about the same here. And both have great feels to it. And by the way, this has a Siley Shark X Pro optic, a high-end Siley. And this has a Swamp Fox Justice 2. Both shake awake, very nice optics, very nice optic systems. So what is my pick? Well, it falls down to the range time with it, in which you feel more confident with. And having shot these side by side in 2 separate range sessions, I felt more confident with the M&P9 2.0 metal carry comp. I love this Shadow Systems, and the more I shot it, the better I got. Right out of the box, this one performed for me just a hair better. I have to go with the price. I have to go with the performance. I'm going with the Smith & Wesson M&P9 2.0 carry comp. Love the Shadow Systems XR920P. What I really want to know is, which one would you choose? If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.